Good afternoon, and welcome to Hamilton's traditional 2019 4th of July Patriotic program. Thank you all for being here. How about the Hamilton Concert Band? How about a round of applause for the Hamilton Concert Band? You had this young man up here being very patriotic due to your music. Thank you. Thank you for joining us today to celebrate America. Our parade, celebration, and fireworks are generously provided by the Hamilton Community Foundation and the Michael J. Colligan Fund, as well as our event sponsors. Today we are also celebrating Hamilton's 50 great parks. But first, let's have the posting of colors by DAV Chapter 15. The posting of the colors. Thank you, DAV Chapter 15. They give a lot. They still serve our country. They're at military funerals. They're at parades. It's a fine organization of veterans. Our invocation today is being given by Rabbi Eric Slayton of Beth Israel Synagogue. He and his congregation are involved in our community in many ways, from volunteering in youth mentoring programs to being active with our schools. After the invocation, we will be led in the Pledge of Allegiance by 8-year-old Cub Scout Chase Geyser from Pack 979, chartered by the 7 Mile chapter of the Isaac Walton League. The invocation.
If you're able to, please rise. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Today we celebrate 240 years since America declared its independence with these loftiest of words. Since the dawn of history, people have been willing to fight for their tribe, their nation, or their religion. For the first time, people were willing to lay down their lives for an ideal. Though we are created in the divine image, we are also flawed. So our founders stating these words as an ideal was much easier than making them a living reality. 77 years later, Abraham Lincoln restated these words, that our nation was conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all people were created equal, in the midst of a war in which more than 500,000 Americans would die. It took more than a half century of protest and violence after Lincoln spoke these words that women were included in those lofty words. Even after all these struggles down till today, the road towards achieving that ideal, that all people are created equal, is not yet at an end. Today we are here to express our gratitude. We are grateful for this beautiful summer day, surrounded as we are by the splendor of nature and God's creatures. We are grateful to be here in Hamilton, a community that was originally a fort built only 15 years after the signing of the Declaration of Independence, a community that is experiencing renewal and growth. We are grateful of living in this country, which is great not because of its economy or its military or the fact that we are a nation of mostly immigrants who came here. We are joined as Americans not by race or religion. Our country is great because of a lofty ideal set down in the Declaration of Independence, that all people are created equal. Let us therefore on this day of celebration give thanks for those who fought for that ideal, for those who gave their lives for this ideal. Let us honor them by doing our very best to live up to that ideal. Amen.
Thank you, Rabbi. And now we'll have Chase Geyser, Cub Scout, lead us all in the Pledge of Allegiance. Chase, if you want to come over here.
Please stand and join me for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Great job, Chase. Thank you very much. That may have been one of the best pledges I've ever heard because he enunciated every single word. I think we all need to maybe speak a little bit slower when we say the pledge, just like Chase did. Before we have the Star-Spangled Banner, we are going to have a 21-gun salute honoring military who died in battle. That will be followed by taps. There's going to be some loud gunfire sounds. So, the 21-gun salute presented by DAV Chapter 15. You will now have taps. Thank you, Hamilton Concert Band. We are proud and blessed to have Bess Arlene Camacho here to sing the Star-Spangled Banner. She has toured the world as an opera singer and has encouraged the next generation of singers and performers from our area. Bess Arlene Camacho will now sing the Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag
It doesn't get any better than that. I want to say something about our scouts. We had a lot of scouts in the parade today. Scouting is so important to our community. I'd like to mention the names of the 2 Eagle Scouts that carried the banner at the front of the parade. They were Austin Lake and Anthony Hoskins from Troop 956, chartered by the Isaac Walton League. Thank you, Scouts. I would like to introduce, as a group and individually, 4 of our World War II veterans who were in the parade today. We actually had 5 in the parade, and number 6 could not make it, but they are seated over here to my left, and I'm going to go left to right. I'm going to ask them to wave their hand or raise their flag, and these are our true heroes, combined age probably close to 400. That's a lot of years of good living and service to the community. To my left, far left, Min Turner, Army Air Corps, World War II. And he actually drove himself to the parade grounds. He's an amazing gentleman. Gino Lastoria, United States Navy, World War II. Just met him today, talked to him on the phone a few times. Another amazing veteran. Next is Robert Watson, United States Marine Corps, a Montfort Point Marine. He was trained in a segregated base as a Marine, and he talked to me about how proudly he walked through the streets of Hamilton with his Marine Corps uniform on in World War II, and he continues to this day to do amazing things leading our community. Joe Gibson, United States Army, World War II. He is an active member of the American Legion, cares about his fellow veterans. Those 4 guys, just amazing. I want to mention also that Harold Redden was in the July 4th parade. I did not see him out here. I think he actually was in a submarine in World War II. So, a round of applause for these 4 heroes with us today. We had at least 20 veterans in the parade. I'm going to mention their name. If you hold their applause to the end, we'll clap for all of them at the same time. We had Gary Goins, United States Army, National Guard, Army Reserve, Korean War. Eugene Sneed, Sr., United States Air Force, Korean War. Joe Garrett, United States Army, Korean War, Purple Heart. Warren J. Townsend, United States Army, Vietnam War, Tet Offensive. James Lubers, United States Air Force, Vietnam era. Jack West, United States Navy, Vietnam era. I met Jack West at the North End at a family reunion, came up here from Florida to be part of this parade today. He's a gentleman from the North End who did well with his life, and thank you, Jack, for making the trip. John Houck, United States Air Force, Southeast Asia, Vietnam era. Way in the back, I see Pastor Andrews, Harold Andrews, wearing his dress green outfit, and he, United States Army, Vietnam War. We have a Lieutenant Colonel with us, Lieutenant Colonel retired, Kenneth E. Bowe, United States Army, Cold War, Vietnam area. How about a wave from you, sir? We had 2 Corvette Club members who were in the military, veterans, including Linda Swank, and I don't know if she's here, but many of our Corvette Club members served in the military, and they escorted this fine group of veterans. Terry Young, USS Coral Sea, U.S. Navy. I know Terry is still here. Greg DeBelt, United States Navy, Persian Gulf War. Gary Wyrick, United States Army, Iraq, Persian Gulf War, and Panama. And Tommy Flowers, United States Army, Operation Enduring Freedom. How about a round of applause for our veterans who are in the parade today? And everyone here today who served our country, please wave your hand and accept all of our applause. Those of you who served in the military, I see many of the hats and all, so thank you very much for serving our country. And again, thank you Corvette Club of Hamilton Fairfield and B.J. Spicer for escorting the veterans in today's parade. That Corvette Club is always there for us, whether it be Little Leaguers, veterans. Thank you again, Corvette Club. So it's July. What do Americans do in July? We've accomplished many things in this month. A group of our leaders approved the Declaration of Independence from England in July 1776. American forces and allies broke out of Normandy Beach and headed towards Paris in July 1944. The astronauts of Apollo 11, Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins, made it to the moon, with Armstrong and Aldrin walking on the moon in 1969, July. And imagine our world from a technology standpoint if those three heroes did not come home safely, or if two had been left on the moon. Just think about that. And about July, we've got American women playing great soccer in this month. So I had to throw that in there. We can all enjoy Hamilton's 50 great parks in July and every month of the year. And that includes Markham Park, Veterans Park, Joyce Park, and River's Edge Amphitheater. Steve Timmer is the director of our Hamilton Parks Conservancy, and Steve is our guest speaker today. You see him working in the parks, going from meeting to meeting, park to park, just like a pinball. You see this shock of gray hair just darting all around the place, but flat out getting it done. He loves his hometown, the city of Hamilton. He has served it well in his career also as a Hamilton fireman. And like I said, he flat out gets the job done for our parks. He leads our parks group. You know, maybe he, in our Citizen of the Year, I'm not sure if she's here, Pastor Shack. Imagine if he and Pastor Shack went to the White House in Washington, D.C., and ran this country. That'd be a great ticket. Matthews Timmer, I don't care. Steve Timmer, come on up here. Tell us about our parks, because we're proud of them. They're in great shape. Steve Timmer. Yep.
Boy, it was a great day for a parade, wasn't it? Nice, cool, overcast, and with a breeze. It's getting a little hot now, though. My name is Steve Timmer, and I'm the director of the Hamilton Parks Conservancy. And what I'd like to tell you about is a little bit what we really are. We took over managing Hamilton's parks in 2015. A Parks Conservancy is a 501c3 nonprofit corporation, which allows us to be able to have individuals donate money or property or whatever to us, and they get a tax write-off. We've been very fortunate over the 4.5 years we've been in existence with many people doing just that. When we first, when Joshua Smith, our city manager, first wanted to become a Parks Conservancy, he contacted me and another group of us, and we traveled around to Pittsburgh and Louisville and looked at some other areas that have these, and we found out that it's something we wanted to try. But when we were sitting down talking, I said, now you know what you're getting into, because we're going to go through these parks like Patton's Third Army went through Europe, and that's just what we've tried to do. In the first year, we put over 1,000 gallons of paint throughout the park system. We removed, in our 4.5 years, over 400 dead trees. We've installed over 200 cubic yards of playground fall protection. We constructed last year, mainly last year, when we really went into the neighborhoods, but over our 4.5 years, we've constructed 20 new playgrounds throughout the city of Hamilton. We repaired and painted every picnic shelter, constructed 6 new picnic shelters, went from 3 neighborhood spray grounds, which was what the city had in 2014, and now we have 6 neighborhood spray grounds and 2 water features at Markham Park. We've watched our park system grow in this 4.5 years, more so than we realized when we first got started. When we first got started, we had no idea about a Markham Park or a Rotary Park or a Jefferson Park. You know, we were just trying to get what we had back to where it should be. Well, then the Markham family came through and made a very sizable donation, over $4 million, and we have our premier park right down the street here, Markham Park. The Hamilton Rotary Club joined with the city of Hamilton and built Rotary Park, which is just right across the corner here. Very nice small park where you can do some things downtown during your lunch hour or whatever. Last year, I was approached by a city official about possibly building a new park in the Jefferson neighborhood, which is the 4th Ward. The 4th Ward is an area that had no parks. When they tore down Jefferson School, pretty much it was a park wasteland. There was none. And I said, if we can raise the money and we can get it going, we'll have that park open for the kids to get out of school in 2019. Well, the Fearman family, they came through and donated the land plus cash. We had Mr. and Mrs. Harry Thomas come forward, donate. We had the Whalen family, and of course, Kathy Klink, or one of our council members, and of course, the Hamilton Community Foundation, which helps in everything. When we got that, and we appropriated part of our capital funds towards it, that park did open on the day the kids got out of school this year. It's a very nice park, and it's something that was really needed. Every time I go over there, it has kids in it, every single time. We also reactivated 2 parks that were mothballed with all the amenities taken out of them, and that was Beeler and Kingston, and we put new playgrounds in both those parks. We also built a disc golf course over at Milligan Woods, and we're getting ready to start a second 9 holes on that. What we've accomplished in that short period of time, I'm very proud of, but it happened because I actually have an unbelievably great staff. Our guys work very hard, and gals, because I got varying from young to old, and they really do a great job, and I'm really proud of all of them. Matter of fact, I see one of them here, Audrey Baker, standing right there. I don't know if anybody else is here or not, but I do see Audrey. I also have a great board of trustees. A corporation, even a nonprofit corporation, has a board of trustees which governs how you operate. And mine is great, and they give us a lot of leeway. The city of Hamilton has come through in many different ways throughout our career, whether it be public utilities with putting up security lighting or running electric force at one of the parks, or public works, which we paid for the blacktop, but they came in and actually paved a couple of parking lots for us. Adam Helms, who runs the resident services, they do the concert series, which is a great benefit for the entire city and the park system. And we got other partnerships. We work with the Hamilton Conservation Corps. They basically redid the River's Edge Natural Area, and there was volunteers, Troy and Kathy Schwabel. Metro Parks, we got a partnership with them on Miami Woods. The Hamilton City School System. This has been a great relationship. They have a carpentry class led by Mr. Carpenter, and they actually built our 6 shelters. We bought the materials, they built the shelters. They also built us a maintenance building, so the kids were learning their trade, and it also helped us get a very nice shelters and a maintenance building at a very low cost. And of course, the families like the Markhams and the Fearmans and the Rotary Club, and city manager and city council who have supported us every time we turn around. We also have what we call a Friends of the Park, which is a fund at the Hamilton Community Foundation. And through the years, people contribute money to that fund, and it goes right into the parks. And over our 4.5 years, we, from just individuals, have brought in over $125,000 to the Friends of the Park. Every penny of that money we put right back into for capital improvements or repairs. And of course, our biggest contributor and biggest supporter, of course, is the Hamilton Community Foundation. Since we started in January of 2015, they have contributed over $500,000 to this park system. That's contributed not to us, it was contributed to all of you who enjoy the parks. That's the one thing great about the parks. It's not just for a select 50 or 60 people, it's for every single resident or visitor to this city, and they can use them anytime they want, 365 days a year. And that organization, when you talk over $500,000, that's taking a stand. And really right now, like I say, it's been 4.5 years, but I don't believe in standing still. I believe we got more to come. And we're going to continue to get more to come. Before I get out of here, I want to have some pickleball courts built and a few other things in this city that we're really lacking. But I think overall, the parks are cleaner, they look better. We've got rid of a lot of the safety problems that we had in the parks. And we're moving, I really believe, in the right direction. Now, I'm not going to bore you the rest of the day with this. I just want to say that I want you all to enjoy the rest of your day. We have a lot of festivities downtown. But don't forget tonight, there's a really good concert at River's Edge in Markham Park, because they actually are going to have a big video screen set up where you'll be able to sit in Markham Park and watch the concert, or be actually in River's Edge. It's Jared's Jam. It's sponsored by the Whalen family, a member of their son Jared. And featuring Chris Robinson Brotherhood as the main headliner. It's a very good band. Chris Robinson is the former frontman for the Black Crowes. And the venue will open at 5:30 with Dumpsta Funk, whatever that is, as the opener. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and then if you can, come up to the concert. And thank you very much for giving me time to speak to you.
We are lucky to have Steve Timmer working with our city. He mentioned the power of partnerships. That is so well said, because we would not be where we are today without the many partnerships that have been created in our city. But first, I want to say that we do have City Council Member Kathy Klink here. Vice Mayor Michael Ryan was in the parade. Council Member Carla Fear was volunteering at the fairgrounds. So your City Council has been very involved with this event. You've also probably seen some of the green shirts that say "We are greater than me," with a bunch of neighborhoods in the back of their shirts. That is a very great volunteer build up the neighborhood group to help build up our 17 neighborhoods. And I always want to say a special hello to Margie Troutwine, one of the most patriotic people I've ever seen. And she's sitting right over there. So I'm going to ask you to say some great things about our sponsors and applaud for them in just a second. That includes Wilkes Insurance, Kathy Klink, Mr. and Mrs. Bill Groh, the Eagles, Bradley Payne LLC, the Hamilton Community Foundation, and the Michael J. Colligan Fund. Please applaud our sponsors who make this day possible, especially the Hamilton Community Foundation, our guardian angel, and the Michael J. Colligan Fund. Hamilton Concert Band, under the direction of Dave Birchfield, did a great job as usual. Thank you all the units and groups that participated in today's parade. High school marching bands, we had 5 of them, which is great for any regional parade. I want to thank the 4th of July committee, including Jeff Gambrell, John Gaduli, Dave Ballou, Adam Helms, and members of the DAV who show up. It's just a really great group of volunteers who actually got it done again. Thank you to the area Boy Scouts, the Eagle Scouts. Thank you DAV 15, and of course TV Hamilton for taping the parade and putting it on live today so it could be seen live by members of our community. And thanks to the Journal News for running the advertisements for today's event. Prior to some final patriotic music, if that's okay, by the Hamilton Concert Band, I want to read off the names of the float winners. The grand prize winner, Hamilton Presbyterian Church. I just want to say, if you get a chance, drive by real slow that church. It's in tremendous shape, red, white, and blue, and every other color under the sun. But that church does a great job, month in, month out, and they win the float award as the grand prize winner. The Altrusa Award winner, American Heritage Girls. Altrusa Board have been leaders in this event for so many decades. I think they actually helped start it many decades ago. All right, so grand prize, Altrusa Award. First place, Hamilton Tree Board. Talking about another great group of volunteers. They just keep planting trees and keeping our community looking great. Second was Water's Edge Church. And third was the Hamilton Fairfield DAV Chapter 15 Auxiliary. Now, for our Cub Scout, or actually our Scout Cash Prize winners, at a first place tie, the first place award, tied Troops 956 and 935. That's Troop 956, 935. How about some applause for these fine young men who showed their patriotism today? Second place, American Heritage Girls. Congratulations to them. They win a lot. That's a very special group of young ladies. Third place, Cub Scout Pack, 924. So those are the winners of the floats. Thank you for being involved in the parade. We had easily over 100 units in the parade, and if you count the vehicles and the horses, it was probably 200. So, how about one more song by the Hamilton Concert Band? Have a safe July 4th. Thank you.